Good afternoon, Facebook friends. My name is Jonathan. As you guys remember, last time I made a video about myself. I'm on dialysis and I am looking for a kidney transplant. Today I have with me.
I'm Katie Biney. I am John's girlfriend's cousin, and I just want to share my story about being a live donor for my brother. In 2004, my brother was having trouble with his kidney due to having 3 prior liver transplants, and he had to have lots of medication. Unfortunately, some of that medication hurt one of his kidneys, and so it wasn't able to operate anymore. Actually, both of his kidneys were not working. And so he was on dialysis, and our family had to make the decision as to how we were going to help him. And so, when the option of being able to give a live donor kidney to him came up, um, actually, all of my family got tested to see who could assist Colin, my oldest brother, or my older brother. Um, and it turned out that he and I were perfect matches. My older brother was also a good match, and we also had another cousin, I believe, that was a good match as well, but just our circumstances seemed to work best with me. So at the age of 24, on December 21st, I donated my kidney to my brother Colin. It was one of the best decisions that I made of my life, obviously. First of all, because it saved my brother's life. He was able to continue living with us, and he continues to live with us. So if you are thinking about possibly giving your kidney to somebody like John, um, that's a great idea. So some things that I had to really think about before giving my kidney were future children, because at that time I did not have any children. I wanted to make sure I could still have children with my husband, making sure I could still live an active life, what the recovery was going to be like, and then obviously if there were any financial implications with it. And all those things were actually addressed by the doctors beforehand. I was going to be able to continue to have children. I was going to be able to continue having an active life. I was a runner before the kidney transplant and after. And really, there were no financial implications. The donor's insurance, or the recipient's insurance actually covers all costs for transportation and your hospital stay and all those things. So all those things were addressed and were taken care of. So during the donation process, we actually had our surgery at Froedtert Hospital December 21st, right before Christmas. And I was in the hospital for 3 days recovering. And Colin, I think, stayed in a little bit longer just due to him being the recipient. But it was really actually a pretty quick recovery. I did teach first grade at the time, so I took a day off before the surgery, and the rest of it was during my Christmas break, and I returned to school on January 3rd after Christmas break. So the recovery actually was pretty quick. It was a laparoscopic surgery, so I have 2 cuts on the side, and then just one near my belly button, and they've all obviously healed up and have actually are pretty not apparent to anybody that's not looking. But I like to look at them as kind of wounds of love and things that I gave to my brother. So, and then after the donation, like I said, I returned to work. I started running. I was allowed to start running after 6 weeks, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do that for another few weeks after that, just because I was still getting back into it. I have 3 lovely children, Peter, who is now 9 years old, Anna, who is 7, and Leah, who is 2. And so that was not a problem having them, and they're wonderful pieces of our life, and they're privileged to have their uncle still around to play with them. The only thing the doctors told me was to cross off skydiving from my bucket list, because I only have one kidney, and if it was hurt during that experience, then I wouldn't be able to survive. So that was the only thing that they told me to do. I have no problems going to the bathroom. I do not have to go more often. It's usually a question I get asked. And I can still donate blood. So for the most part, I never even really think twice about being an organ donor. It does not impact my life at this point, except that I am able to have Colin around as a brother and an uncle to my children. So I don't know if there's anything else to share. I guess the last thing I would want to share is my brother often writes a quote and at the bottom of his emails, and it's one I'd like to share with you, and it says, "To ease another's pain is to forget your own." And that day when I was in the hospital and recovering, obviously, from the transplant, Colin came into my room. And even though I was on a morphine drip, which helped with the pain, anything that I was feeling, I really forgot it all because I saw him and he was walking and his color had come back into his face. And so I really forgot all about what I was going through because I saw what impact donating that kidney provided for him in his life. So I challenge you to look into organ donation, live organ donation, and see if it's a possibility, even if it's not for John, but maybe it's someone else in your life that you see you need something. I challenge you to make that because it will have the biggest impact on your own life.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this story, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to inbox me. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Like I said, we are still looking for a donor. We're not necessarily just for me, but like I said there's so many people out there who are looking for a donor, and speaking out is not the easiest thing to do, especially because you don't know how people are gonna treat you and look at you differently, and you have to be your own advocate. You got to speak up for yourself, and here I am speaking for myself, and at the same time speaking for others who are in the same situation as I am. And again, thank you for listening, and please share this video. Tag me on the video when you share it, and if you know me, please say something nice about me. I think that usually helps. If you know me, just say something so that people know that if they're willing to donate, they're not just donating to somebody who's not doing anything with his life. Many of you guys know that despite my situation, I've accomplished a few things already, and I have one more thing that I'm working on for 2017 that I will share with you guys soon. And thank you again, and please share.